You don't have to limit protein to get into ketosis. It's a question of really what limits we're talking about. I mean, if you need a basic minimal amount of protein to survive and to thrive. And that amount might be 45, 50, 60 grams, thereabouts, a day. Beyond that, the question really is, what does it take for you to maintain, if you're a large man, maybe it's 110 grams a day, is the minimal amount it takes to maintain the structure of your body and account for the amino acid turnover that happens somewhat on a daily basis. And there's a point at which you can certainly take in too much protein. One of the concerns about taking in too much protein is that it can convert into glucose and therefore throw off your ketosis plans and your ketosis numbers. But that brings up a whole new discussion about what is ketosis and why are we trying to achieve ketosis. When I talk about metabolic flexibility, I'm talking about the ability to extract energy from all different substrates. And use of ketones is one of those substrates. Ketosis, by definition, means an excess of ketones in the bloodstream. So if you're trying to get too many ketones in the bloodstream all the time and then somehow register that on a blood strip, it's an interesting game. You can play with yourself, but there's a point at which it's not enhancing your health. Your body wants to be as efficient as possible, and so if you can train your body to get to the point where it makes just enough ketones to supply the needs of the brain, the energy requirements of the brain in the absence of glucose. Most of your energy for day-to-day movement and workouts, and even everything up until about 90% of your max VO2 can be covered by your combustion of fat in the muscles and not reliant on glycogen or glucose. Therefore, your daily glucose requirements become minimal. So if you are worried about consuming so much protein that it throws your ketosis numbers off, that might be the wrong area to worry in. On the other hand, too much protein can also just cause a little bit of a regulatory problem in the body, where the body says it's too much protein, I have to deaminate it and pee it out, which it's wasteful and it's not necessarily helpful for you. But I think, so for some people, yeah, it'll be a concern that there's too much protein. And the other part of that equation is, as I open this discussion, we don't think of protein being used in combustion, but if you consume too much of it, the body goes, well, I'm going to have to combust it. I'm going to have to convert it to glucose and burn it, and that's fuel that you will not burn as fat. You won't need to tap into your fat to energize yourself. And what we're trying to do here is we're trying to see how much we can get our bodies to be very comfortable with taking fat out of our own stored body fat and burning that as fuel, instead of these extraneous fuels, the carbohydrate on my plate that I eat every 2 hours, or the excess protein that I took in that my body tried to figure out a way to burn off before it tapped into the stored fat.